Alright guys, welcome back. So today we are doing something completely different. This is my alt character that I use when I'm not playing on my actual gaming profile, so that way I can like do different things in here and try out different stuff that I can't try out on the that I probably will try out later on our single player adventure. But right now I'm in the city, currently in the city. I have built this base up in the city. But right now today we are doing a controller tutorial. I'm actually using my controller right now to do all of this, to where I can run, I can sprint if I want to, be able to check stuff if I need to. Pretty much, you can still drive and everything. So let's just get straight to the video, guys. So the way I set my controller up, and I'm gonna give you guys a glimpse of it real quick. This is the way I set my controller up. So when you go into Steam, you'll go into Steam, go to controller configuration, and this is pretty much how I have my controller set up. So that way I can play the game comfortably without having to push too many buttons on the keyboard. Everything works pretty well, like pretty much the same. We have right here, we'll start right here first with our left trigger. So our left trigger, I have it as to aim, and I'm using this as the right mouse. If you guys can see, this is how it looks. That way, let me show you what this does. By aiming, so that way I can zoom. Let's say I have a gun out, I can actually like do this with it still, and then of course I still have the click in action for you to go to first person. You know, so but let's get back to that. So right here, I use this one for the aim, so I could be able to bring up the compass and stuff if I need to. I don't have anything. Well, actually, I do have this as lean. My shoulder buttons are all lean, so that way I can lean in, left to right when I go in. This one is Q for my left bumper, so I can lean left. My right bumper is E, so I can lean to the right. My right triggers, of course, is the fire. I have that as the left mouse. I guess this is still push to talk. I haven't done anything for this one, but this is where we're going to need to get into it. My directional pads, I have them set as different stuff. For a regular press, I have it so that way I press this button, I press up one time and my map will pop up. If I hold it, it'll be my tab button. So get a good look at that. For my left trigger, no, for my left, for my left, cause directional pad, my regular press. I don't know why it's set on lean, but it's really not supposed to be lean. But I have it set on one. It's not. It's just named lean, but I have it set to one for the what's it called? So that way I could switch my weapons back and forth. I have my long press as 2, so if I hold it down, it will switch over to weapon slot 2. For my down button, I only have it set for. I have these ones actually. You know what? I forgot to tell you. My scroll up wheel. This is for me to move fast. I have this set up as this to scroll up. My bad. My up and down buttons are for me to run faster. So that way, when I need to sprint, see I can walk. If I press up on my directional pad, he'll run. If I press up again, he'll start sprinting. If I press down, he'll start slowing down. So controller one. But I have this as scroll wheel down. So that way, like I said, my up and down buttons are pretty much my sprint buttons, and to slow down. Up is to sprint, down is to slow down. My right directional pad, I have it set to weapon 3. And also in my long press, when I hold it down, is set to weapon 4. These are the weapons. Let me erase that. But number 3 and number 4. So when I hold it, I can switch between weapons now at any time that I want. My joystick, I have it set to, as you can see, WASD, of course. But I have it set to different stuff. My up joystick, of course, is W. Right, the left one is to move to the left. That's A. Down one is S. And my other one is D. So that way I can move around. And I have it set to directional pad, 8-way overlap. Because you won't be able to run with the analog stick if you set it to analog. You have to set it to directional pad. Of course, my right joystick is my right mouse. I left this one on joystick so that way I can actually move the camera around, and it's set to right mouse. Oh, and also I lowered my sensitivity a bit because I noticed that since it was so high, the camera was just moving everywhere so fast, and it was just like it wasn't still, especially when I was trying to shoot. So I set the sensitivity down so I'll be able to actually shoot the Zeds when they come. Now for my buttons, I have my triangle set the space in V. My long press is space, so that way if once I hold triangle, I will jump. My regular press is V. What is V? So that way I can I could put my weapons, I could put my weapon down and stuff like that. Square is reload, which is R. X is my interactional button. That's F that you would press on on your keyboard to interact with stuff. F is to interact with stuff. So if you hold X while standing next to the cars or anything like that, it will bring down the drop down menu and basically it's to interact. You'll be able to pick up stuff. You can search. Circle, my regular press. This is to crouch or prone. If I hold circle, which I have it set to at X, I'll be able to prone. My regular one is set to C, so that way it will just crouch down. And then this one still what's it called? So, and I have this as button pad, of course. We already said this, and let me show you everything in action currently. So, like I said, I can walk, press up on my directional pad, and I can start running. I can sprint, and I can slow down. When I press over on my guns, I can switch the weapons. If I hold it, I can switch the weapon slot 2. If I hold the other side, it will go from weapon slot 3 to weapon slot 4 for me. If I say, for instance, I pull the gun out and I aim like this and I need to put it back down, I press triangle once and it will put my gun down. I hold triangle, I can jump. Circle, of course, press it once, crouch, hold it. Like I said, X is to interact with stuff. Unfortunately, you would have to use the left joystick to scroll down and move around also whilst holding X. But the way to it is by pressing the right trigger. If you press the right trigger, you can do what you need to do. So I can still open the door, and then if I want to get in, I can press X. I can drive. And the analog stick, your left, no, my bad, your right, the right analog stick is to move the camera. Holding up on the left analog stick is to drive. And to turn, you have to use the left analog stick to turn your wheels, unfortunately, since WASD is to move, and that's set to your left analog stick. That moves your tires left to right. So you would have to hold up. It's a little complicated when you first get it, but it doesn't take too long, trust me. You'll be able to get it fast. You can still shoot out the car by pressing the right trigger. You can still get out your car by pressing X. I have my touchpad set to tab. My touchpad is set to tab so that way I can go into my menu. I can use the right analog stick and the left analog stick to gather anything I need to. Also, I had to make some minor minor stuff, so I also had to make this an interact button. Is this the right one? No, I had to make this one an interact button. As you can see, my click action, I had to put it on left mouse, so that way I can be able to do this while I was in the game. I could be able to click the button. So you would double click your right controller, your right analog stick in twice to bring drop down menus. And if you want to grab anything, say for instance, I want to grab these bullets, I could just double click the analog stick in and put it back. Or if I hold it, I can drag it with this and drop it in. To get out of it, press the touchpad. If I hold the touchpad, it'll bring up all of this, and then I use the right triggers to click into the stuff, so that way I can click into anything I need. And that's pretty much how I mapped all the buttons onto the controller. That way I can open doors, I can get inside, if I want to search something, I can just search it by pressing X once. Lime soda, double click it, it's in my inventory. Double click, back out. Press tab to get out. So pretty much that is a good tutorial. Also, when you have your weapon, because I set the analog stick, my right analog stick, that also zooms in to first person if I need it to be in first person. And see how much smoother the movement is? Before it was everywhere, like, oh my goodness, it was so fast that you couldn't control it at all. But now it's everywhere. Well, now it's actually smooth since I put it down. Make sure if you have to, pause the video to get the rest of the controller settings if you needed to. But I basically have mapped out this so everyone can use their controller if they need to. And, everybody can enjoy the game for the people that don't want to use mouse and keyboard. Now, unfortunately, I tried to put every button on here, but of course you can't. But there's not really too many buttons besides Alt and stuff like that. I believe that makes you like look around like this. I didn't get a chance to map Alt to it, and I don't know what else I'm leaving out because I think I already have push to talk on here for as the share button. But that's how you map your controller to Scum. If you guys like the video, please leave a like. Please comment down below. I'm gonna also be doing some more tutorial videos, and just comment, like, and subscribe, guys. You guys take care.